On Wednesday, Lynchburg traveled up to Farmville to take on Hampden Sydney. Dee Vick squad came away winners in that one, and they look ahead to Bridgewater on Saturday. I had a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Hampden Sydney Tigers. We talked a little bit about his team and also an interesting assistant coach that they have on the roster as well. Dee Vick talks Hampden Sydney and the ODAC right here on the Sports Buffet podcast.
Dee Vick and the Hampden Sydney Tigers off to a very good start in the ODAC, talking to the head coach of the Tigers right now. And, Coach, let's kind of review recent events here. Got to be happy about the win over Lynchburg on Wednesday night. Tell me what went right for you guys.
Well, we really had challenged our guys prior to that game to focus on our quarter court defense. We had been having trouble transitioning from our full court pressure back into our quarter court defense. And so we took our press off, and we did it to really focus on that quarter court defense, and I thought we did a great job of reestablishing that and recommitting to it, focusing on the little things defensively, and in return we had a great defensive outing, which led to a great win.
Lynchburg has so many weapons. I mean, is it important to try to, like you said, kind of play that team defense rather than, if you focus on Campbell, you've got Chulimi. If you focus on Chulimi, you've got Parham and other guys on the wing. Was a team defense absolutely the right way to go against LC?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're so much improved. I think Austin Chilime might be the most improved player in the ODAC. Hillary Scott's done a great job of recruiting. He's got some really good young players. They got excellent leadership in Campbell, and we just thought that we would try to play fast offensively and try to wear them down a little bit and get into their bench a little bit. But yes, team defense is the best way to go against them.
You've got the second team in the ODAC, also with preseason pick as well. And I know you guys had Virginia Wesleyan at your place. In my opinion, a little bit of a disadvantage not having the students there over break and everything. But you got to play the game when you got to play the game. What do you think that defeat taught your team?
Well, one thing it taught us was, Randall Ward was coming back off an injury. He'd been out for a week, and he's a young man that we really need in that particular game. They're really fast, and Randall's a quick player, and their speed really bothered us. I think the thing we learned is that, you have to take care of the ball and value each possession. We turned the ball over too many times. I think we had over 20 turnovers. It led to a lot of easy baskets, and so you got to value each possession. You got to get shots on the rim each possession, and then you better sprint back and protect your own basket because they're just so fast in transition, and you got to eliminate some of those easier baskets and make them score in the quarter court over defense.
Talk a little bit about the standouts for your team and who's been playing well so far. I don't think Harrison George is a well-kept secret anymore, obviously, in the ODAC.
No, Harrison's been sensational, not just on the offensive end, but on the defensive end and rebounding the basketball. We just had a good practice today, and I talked to our team a lot about our 5 through 10 players or 5 through 12 players that have been stepping up and really contributing. Fletcher Lumpkin's a guy that when he comes in, you can really count on his effort and his energy and his what he brings to the floor defensively. And, a lot of teams aren't that deep in the post especially, and so our post depth has been great this year. Kobe Williamson has had a sensational year as well, and Cam Anderson's a young man that's really coming on late. Very talented freshman that's contributing in a lot of different ways right now.
Some people have told me, coaches in the ODAC, that they think Kobe Williamson's one of those guys that really flies under the radar. He had 17 last night to go along with Harrison's 28. I think most people know about Harrison George, obviously, but what can you tell us more about Kobe Williamson that makes him one of those guys that if you don't pay attention to him, he's going to hurt you?
Well, we're thrilled to have Kobe Williamson. There's all these kids, but he's a young man that really lacks experience. He played probably 5 to 10 minutes a game as a junior in high school. He's extremely talented. He's very athletic, can really jump, and he's got great hands. And he's really improved as well. Like I mentioned Austin Chilime earlier, Kobe had a great off season. He really learned how to score around the basket. He's added 1 or 2 post moves. He just elevates over people and can score. But he's working on a lot of other areas of the game right now. He's getting better defensively with his reaction time. He's starting to protect the basket better and take charges. He's got a really, really bright future. He's a great young man, and we're thrilled to have him.
kind of a question off topic a little bit, but you mentioned he only played 5 to 10 minutes as a junior in high school. How much do you need to see a guy before you're convinced he's a Tiger?
Well, we as many times as we can in person, or at least on tape. But in his situation, we got involved really late. He had some Division I schools, in particular Longwood here, that was recruiting him hard. And he came up to visit Longwood, and we really encouraged his family to stop by and see Hampden Sydney, and so we did. And, what a spectacular kid, first and foremost, just a tremendous student-athlete. He's an Eagle Scout. He's done really well in high school and here at Hampden Sydney. Has well over a 3.0 GPA. We didn't see him a lot in high school, but he's a man-child. He's big. He's 6'5", 6'6", 230 pounds. He can really jump. And so you see those things, and you're just like, you want to get him, and you want to work with him and develop him. And he's really developing into a really nice player.
How do you see the ODAC this year at this point compared to where we were in the ODAC last year in terms of overall balance and everything like that?
I think the league's tremendous. I'm not quite sure. I haven't really focused from game to game. I haven't really looked at the league as a whole, but
right.
I don't know that it is as top-heavy maybe as it has been, but from second to about, 8th to 10th place, those teams on any given night, they can beat you. I mean, I just don't think you drop off. There's not a big drop-off anywhere, and every night's a grind, and you see Bridgewater, they beat Guilford earlier in the year, and then they lost to them just yesterday, and Eastern Mennonite, we played really well here. They didn't play well, and there was a big point difference, but they turn around and play other people tough and beat Frostburg State really badly. So I just think it's a terrific league, and every single night out is going to be a challenge.
Bridgewater's your next opponent. 14 of 15 Coach Burgess's guys are freshmen and sophomore, which I think is unbelievable because I saw them play LC, and they're a very scrappy bunch. What worries you about Bridgewater?
Well, last year we went up there and took a loss, and our kids remember that. They, like you said, they play really hard, and at home they're especially dangerous. We're gonna go up there and put together a great game plan, and they're playing small, which worries me a little bit because we do play a bigger lineup, and so we're gonna have to be really solid with the ball. They're gonna have quick hands. They're gonna mix up their defenses, play some 2-3 and some 1-3-1, and you got to handle those changing defenses well. And we have to play our game plan, play inside out, really try to feed our big guys and let them establish the post early, and then hopefully kick it out and get some good perimeter shots as well.
When you're playing a team that you've lost to, whether it's in the same season or whether it's the next season, how much do you preach of, we don't want this feeling again type of thing, or is it you think the kids remember it to where you don't need to really sit on it and talk about it, for days and days?
Yeah, we try to prepare for each game the same way, and it's not a revenge factor, but certainly it sits in the back of your mind. It was a game we remember well because Harrison, the previous game, had gotten elbowed in the head and had to sit out for a concussion. And I really felt we were talented enough to still go in there and win without Harrison. And I think our team kind of lacked that belief. And I think, if anything, in areas we've grown is that Harrison is a great player for us, but we're not one-dimensional. And if he goes out and has 5 points and 6 assists, we can still win without him now, even more so than last year. Our kids are taking some pride in that, and hopefully we can get up there and get a great road win.
Final thing for you, Coach. As always, appreciate your time. We'll talk to you hopefully some more here in the coming future, especially before you hit the Lynchburg swing with Randolph and LC. But if people go to your website and check out the coaching staff, aside from your beautiful smiling face, they also see a guy that they might remember seeing play college basketball in Corey Alexander. Talk about how that came about, getting him on the staff, and what an asset Coach Alexander is, especially, like I said, I'm a little bit older, but some of these guys, I'm sure, at least have heard the tales of Corey Alexander at UVA.
Yeah, he's been a great addition, Bob. We've gotten to know Corey a little bit through the state, through recruiting and AAU circuits, and obviously I remembered him as well as being a great player over at UVA. He kind of approached us, and he wants to get into college coaching, but he didn't want to give up his radio and his TV analyst that he has on the side of the ACC Sports Network and with UVA. He's commuting right now, driving down from Richmond, and just making making an incredible impact in our program, working primarily with our guards, but also with our post players. You know, he can add so much from his NBA experiences and from his experiences at Oak Hill or at UVA, and you know, he's just got tremendous confidence. And you know, more than anything, Corey loves the game of basketball and can sit and talk basketball for hours. And you know, when you're trying to figure out how to defend a ball screen or trying to defend out how to defend or how to score against a 1-3-1 zone, you just got great ideas. And you know, I'm learning as much from him as our kids are. And we're just really pleased to have him being a part of our program. And I think he's really found some, you know, he kind of looks at this as home now and really enjoys what he's doing. And, you know, big UVA fan, probably thought UVA was the greatest school in the world. And now that he's, you know, come over to look at a school like Hampden Sydney, he's realized that there's other great schools out there as well. And Hampden Sydney and UVA have a lot in common. And he seems really happy right here, and hopefully we can keep him for a few more years.
Yeah, never a bad thing to be a Tiger fan. But, Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Look forward to talking to you soon, and best of luck against Bridgewater on Saturday.
Thank you so much, Bob. Take care.
Dee Vick on the Sports Buffet Podcast.